Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm so excited to review this product today. It's the Estee Lauder Double Wear Nude Cushion Stick Foundation. I just recently saw this on Ulta's website like a week ago. I had no idea this was coming out. I haven't heard anything about it on YouTube or in the beauty community at all. And I really like the brand Estee Lauder. I feel like they have a very good line of products, especially their foundations. Their Double Wear foundation, in my opinion, is one of the best full coverage long wearing foundations out there. And so when I saw that they were coming out with the Cushion Stick Foundation, I had to get my hands on it. Where I live, they don't carry it in Sephora stores and they don't carry it in Ulta stores, so I picked this up from Dillard's. So I haven't even tried it. It's still in the box. I got this last night. We were going to a movie and Dillard's was right next door and I thought, oh my gosh, I'm gonna run in there and pick it up. I also picked up the Double Wear Brush On Glow BB Highlighter. I haven't heard anything about this. I'm not sure if this is a new product or not, but it was right there next to the foundation last night and I thought I'm gonna give this a try too. So I'm gonna do a first impression and review on both of these. I'm gonna do a demo. Obviously I have nothing on my face right now. I just have eyebrows and then I have my lash extensions, but I have no makeup on. So we're gonna try both of these out. It is currently 11:14 a.m. and I'm gonna check in with you throughout the day and let you know how these wore, what they look like, what my thoughts are on these two products. So if you are interested in hearing how these products perform, then just keep on watching. Okay, so before we get started in the demo, let me give you a little bit of information about this foundation. So I'm just here on Estee Lauder's website. It retails for $39.50, so that's what I paid for it. It looks like it comes in 5, 10, 15, 17 different shades. I am in the shade Pure Beige. I think we will see. This is what I grabbed. I was in a hurry last night, but I think this is going to be the closest match for me. It's described as it polishes and evens skin tones for a healthy looking glow. I did feel that way when I put it on my hand. My very first impression just from the hand was that it seemed a little bit of like a dewy foundation. Skin loving, weightless, and comfortable formula, instantly hydrates, and it has an 8-hour wear. So long enough for most people. It's not like a super long wearing foundation like 12 hours or more, but we will see how it wears today. It says this makeup is a different formula than our original Double Wear Stay in Place liquid foundation. It is instantly hydrating and leaves the skin with a radiant glow. All day, 8-hour wear in shades for all skin tones. It says it's a sheer to medium coverage and it's buildable, so I am going to test that out. I'm going to see how it looks with a sheer layer, and then I'm going to add a little bit more to see how it looks with more application. The finish says it's radiant, so it's not a matte finish foundation. It says it's oil-free. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. One thing the girl told me, and this is on the website too, is how to use this. So this is what the packaging looks like. Okay, so it has this little cushion on the tip of it. So it's very similar to like cushion foundations, but it's just in the form of a stick. I will say when I tried this yesterday, I just did like 2 turns and like all this product came out and I was like, whoa. She said that you turn it to the right to have product come out. And if you have too much product come out, you can actually turn it the opposite direction and it'll suck the product back in. So I thought that was neat. She also said that, and I see this on the website too, you can unscrew the top of this to clean it. So it comes off. So I guess after you use it for a while, this obviously gets dirty from just oils on your skin and things like that. So you can actually take this off and wash it and let it dry to keep it sanitary. So that's kind of neat, a neat little trick. But yeah, let's go ahead and see what this applies. I am going to apply this on one side of my face with a brush and then on one side with a beauty blender to see what I like best. All right, let me pull my hair back actually. Okay, so I just kind of turn it, and I mean, it didn't take much. You can probably see it right there. That foundation came up really quickly. I don't think this is too much, so I'm just going to like literally just kind of stamp this on my face. Okay, so when you go to the face, immediately the first place you put it is where you're going to get obviously the most product payoff. Okay, so we're going to do one side and then we'll go and do the other side. All right, so I feel like that's definitely enough to cover this side of the face. And that was like one solid turn. It comes up really quickly, so you don't have to start off slow. So if you purchase this product, don't start turning really fast. Because I know sometimes products like this, you have to like the first time you use it, you have to do it several times to get it like up, you know, and loaded. This is not like that. Like, don't do that. Be really careful every time you turn it. So we'll start with the Beauty Blender first. And I have a damp Beauty Blender here. It's damp, but it doesn't have any excess in it. And I'm just gonna go and bounce this on my face. So this definitely, right off the bat to me, is more of a radiant hydrating finish. My skin looks very glowy. It looks a little wet. A lot of luminosity to it. It's very pretty. I definitely would not say that this is a full coverage foundation, and it's not described that way. It says it's sheer to medium, but I can see when I apply it that it is very natural looking. Like I can still see through my skin. It does a really good job instantly of evening out my skin tone though, and kind of making it all one even color. But I can still see my little freckles and sunspots through here. Okay, so this is pretty. So this side has the sheer layer of product on, and this has nothing. So you can kind of compare the two sides of my face to see if you guys notice a difference. I do notice a difference. It's very natural though. This would be, to me, a good foundation as it is here, just to wear kind of like, if you like a very lightweight, natural finish, if you just want to have a natural makeup look for running errands or just going day to day, not look like you have a lot of makeup on, I would probably say that this would be a very good foundation for that as it is. Let me see if this has, it doesn't say anything about having an SPF in it. So that's kind of a disappointment. I definitely like my foundations to have an SPF in them. I do have an SPF in my moisturizer, but I always love it when the foundations have that extra SPF. Okay, so that's one application. I'm gonna go back and add a little bit more and see if we get more coverage. So I'm just gonna turn it really slowly. Yeah, it comes up really quickly, you guys. Like I didn't even give that a half a turn. I gave that like an eighth of a turn and it popped up all of that product right there. Can you see that? So be very careful with how, let me see if I can suck that back in like they say you can. Okay. Oh wow, it does. It goes back in. That's really cool. That is so neat. I like that. So if you do go overboard, just know that you can suck it back in by turning it the opposite direction. All right, so I kind of don't like that it's just like a gob like that and then you go and apply it. I'm actually gonna take my beauty blender to kind of apply it. I feel like this gives me a little bit more control over where I get that product. This is really pretty, you guys. I think it's a really, really pretty foundation. My first impression is it's really pretty on the skin. It gives a very, very healthy glow. I wanna kind of compare it to the L'Oreal Pro Glow foundation. That's what I feel like. It makes my skin look very similar to that. I feel like the shade is a good shade. It's a little bit light, but I like to go a little lighter than a little darker, and then I just kind of compensate with my bronzer. This is really pretty. If you're a full coverage makeup wearer, this is not gonna be probably a foundation that you're gonna like, but if you like very hydrated, luminous, lightweight, natural looking finish, this is it. It's pretty. Okay, so I feel like it gave me a little more coverage, but I don't think that it's a really super buildable foundation. I don't think you're gonna get much more coverage than this. So you can still see a little bit of spots, but it does a really good job of evening out. Compare it. So comparative, nothing on my face, and then 2 layers of the foundation. Okay, so let's try the other side and let's try with the brush. I mean, you guys, like literally, I just turn that about an eighth of a turn, maybe a quarter of a turn, and it gets out a good amount of product. I think that's the biggest stress that I can make to you, is not to turn too much. All right, so I'm using the Bobbi Brown foundation brush. So it blends in really easily, like it's pretty effortless to blend in. So it's good foundation if you're in a hurry or you're like just want to get it in and get it in quick. This is really nice. I feel like you could use your fingers for this too. I actually kind of like the way a brush applies it better. Let me get a little bit more. Yeah, I do like the way a brush applies it better. I feel like it spreads it out a little better, makes the application a little quicker. In the center of my face, I'm still kind of just like pressing with my brush, so it's almost giving me the same effect as a beauty blender, but then on the perimeters of my face, I'm blending it out to sheer it out. I think I will probably use this foundation with a brush. So in comparing the two sides, they look very similar. Like, I don't think one application looks different than the other. I think it's just how you spread the foundation over the skin and how quick it is to apply it. I kind of like the brush better. Okay, so I have it applied on my, all over my face. I am gonna go in with that BB On The Glow highlighter, kind of concealer I think it is, and put this underneath my eyes. Okay, so this product, let's talk about this product real quick. Okay, so I'm reading from the website. This retails for $29. It brightens, conceals, and highlights. It's 8 different shades. I grabbed the shade 3C Medium or Cool. It is, let's see what it says. This luminous long wear BB brightens, perfects, and corrects. Lightweight moisture fresh, long wear 8 hours. Photo optic technology brightens shadows, helps erase the look of fatigue. I could use that. Highlights, facial features, color true. I don't know what that means. Minimizes imperfections, including blemishes, dark circles, fine lines, and wrinkles. Non-settling. Okay, so it's not going to settle in your fine lines is what it's saying, I guess. Hydrating formula replenishes skin for an instantly refreshed look. Skin feels comfortable, soft, and smooth. Okay, it's fragrance-free, non-acneogenic. It won't clog pores. All right, so let's give this guy a try. So these are the pins I was talking about earlier that I feel like you have to like really kind of twist a few times to get the product up. But I do say you want to be slow about it. Like, don't just like crank it up, because sometimes your cranking is faster than you're allowing the product to get up there, and then all of a sudden you have like this big gob of product. So I'm just kind of giving it a few turns, seeing if it's coming out. It still needs some more time. Yeah, so this is the total opposite of the stick foundation. The stick foundation, you don't need to crank it this much. Come on, what's going on here? Oh, there it is. Okay, and then there it comes. Okay, so on my hand, it's a nice lightweight, but not super liquidy. Like, it's not like dripping down my hand, but it's not a thick cream either. I'm gonna use this as concealer for today. So when I was picking out my shades, this does seem a little bit dark, but the lighter one seemed too light for me. Because it seemed a little more of a sheer concealer, I didn't grab, I grabbed one that would be typically a little bit darker, because I felt like, and I don't know, I might be wrong, I haven't used this before, but when I was playing with it, it was really sheer. So even though it's a little dark, I knew it would sheer out, where the light one I felt like would just be too light. I'm gonna use a beauty blender to blend this in. My first impression is that it feels really nice. It feels very hydrating. It's not thick and heavy, which, you know, when I'm looking for a concealer, I want full coverage, but sometimes those really thick concealers that are super long wearing can dry and set and look really heavy under the eyes. And my ideal concealer would be something that would be lightweight but still give full coverage. This, I like the texture of it and the consistency. It feels very lightweight. It's covering pretty well. I wouldn't say that it's full coverage, but it is brightening up under the eye. It's playing really well with this foundation. I feel like you could mix this with a concealer, like a full coverage concealer, if you wanted more coverage but you wanted to sheer out what you were using. I feel like this would be a good one to do that with. Okay, so this is nice. This is pretty. I think that these two products together, my first impression is they're really nice, and they'd be really great for one of those days where you just want to look like you've put your makeup on, but you don't want to look like you have a lot of makeup on, but you want your skin to look perfect. I mean, we all want our skin to look perfect every day, right? That's kind of an everyday thing. But I feel like this is when you want just something very lightweight. It doesn't have SPF, so you definitely want to make sure that you are using an SPF in your moisturizer. But now the real true test is going to be to see how this wears. So it is currently, what time is it? It's currently 11:28 a.m. Okay, so let me just go ahead and put the rest of my makeup on, and I'm going to just speed through that. I finished applying all my makeup. I can already tell the concealer is starting to settle under my eyes. Like, I don't know if you guys can see it. When I stretch it, you probably won't see it, but I do see a little bit starting to already settle in a small little line that I have under my eyes, and it's been like 5 minutes. So that's one thing I can say off the top of my head. But yeah, let's go ahead and see how this wears throughout the day. It just occurred to me that we're actually going to a pool party at 4 o'clock today. So I'm gonna check in right before that. That'll be like 5 hours from now. So I'm gonna check in before that, and then I'll check in after that. Being outside in the heat, and I probably will get in the pool because I'll have my kids. I'm gonna try not to get my face in the water, but I will be in the pool because I'm gonna be in the pool with my kids. So that's gonna kind of, affect the foundation probably, but we will see. But yeah, let's go ahead. Let me go ahead and go about my day, and I will check in with you guys throughout the day. Hey guys, so it's almost 7 o'clock. It's like 10 till 7 p.m. I look like a really hot mess. I apologize. We literally just walked in the door from my niece's birthday party, which was outside in a swimming pool. At a swimming pool, it's a pool party, so I have my hair up. I still have my swimsuit on. I did get in the pool. I didn't submerge my face in the water, but I did get splashed a few times. So I kind of feel like today might not have been the best day to test out a foundation for a first impressions review. However, I feel like I can really give you some good feedback on this foundation because I did observe this foundation throughout the day before we went to that. And I did notice some things about it that I didn't really like before I even got outside, just in normal like running errands and everyday kind of stuff. I will post a picture that I took from my phone. This was just around 3 p.m. It was like 5 or 10 minutes until 3 p.m. And when I took this picture, I looked really dewy, really shiny. I definitely was overdue for a touch-up. I also noticed some product settling right around my nose here. Also, I tend to kind of make this face a lot. Unfortunately, because it's not a pretty face, I make this face a lot, and I noticed that there was a lot of foundation settling between these little lines here. So I did notice that before we even went to this party. Right now, looking at my foundation, I mean, it's pretty dewy and shiny. It's still on, but I definitely would not say that this foundation is a long-wearing, flawless finish foundation, which I think is what a lot of us are looking for in a foundation. This is not a foundation if that's what you're looking for. It is the pros about this foundation is that it's very natural looking. It does give your skin a really healthy, like subtle glow. It's not the type of glow that you get from like an iridescence in the product. Like you don't see a pearlescent pigment in the foundation. It's more of like a natural like glow in your skin. So that's pretty. It's great if you have really dry skin. I think if you have dry skin, you would really like this foundation. If you have oily skin, I would probably go out on a limb and say you are not gonna like this foundation because you will probably look very oily within an hour or 2 hours of wearing this. It is very natural looking. As far as its wearability, I wouldn't say it's long wearing. That's not what I would tout this foundation for having. I would say that it's really good for like evening wear when you just want your skin to just look radiant and gorgeous, but you're not going to be in a hot environment, or like the sun's gone down, so you don't have to worry about like sweating and all of that. Like it would be a pretty foundation for that, or it's just a pretty foundation for someone with really dry skin that just wants a very natural look throughout the day. So I hope that helps you guys. As far as like me rating this foundation, I would not say that this was one of my favorites. Definitely not a favorite. It's not terrible at all. It's good for some people, but it's not going to be good for a lot of other people. So I hope that helps you guys. The concealer, kind of the same thing. Like I noticed it settling in my fine lines pretty quickly within those first like 15-20 minutes. I noticed it. Right now, I don't see that, and I didn't touch up my skin, but I did kind of like wipe away with my finger. So even though I don't see it settling now, I think it's just because I wiped it away with my finger. It's still, it's not like full coverage. I can see my dark circles clearly coming through. But what I'm saying, it's just a very natural foundation. So if you're looking for something that looks very non-makeup, that just evens your skin tone out, and you're not concerned with a flawless full coverage finish, then you might really like this foundation. But for those of you that are looking for something long wearing, flawless finish, this is not going to be the foundation for you. So I hope this first impression review helped you guys. I will put a link down below of all the other foundations that I've reviewed. I have a playlist of all the foundations that I've reviewed, and there's quite a few in them. So if you're looking for something else or want a recommendation on another foundation, you can probably find it down below. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye-bye.